It's a cold world, boys. You know, the world revolves around money, and it's tribalism. Everybody is trying to get theirs, and everybody's trying to get over, you know. Everybody's worried and scurrying about over finances and taking care of themselves and all these things such as materialism and money. And don't get me wrong, I like to take care of myself. I like money. I like certain things, you know what I mean? But the problem comes when you start to quantify love and a basis for a relationship through money. So, sure, money is necessary for survival, unfortunately, in this economic world that we live in. But it's not anything deeper than that, right? Now, I've heard lots of philosophy. I've heard lots of different explanations for evolution and biology and, oh, this is how women are, and all the explanations from the white knights and the guys who just don't have any backbone to really call it what it is. It's prostitution. You're exchanging a good, in this case, quote unquote love, monogamy, quote unquote, although it's really not often not that. You're exchanging intimacy and sex for resources. That's a form of prostitution. Hypergamy is prostitution. It's exchanging whatever it may be, validation, female intimacy, female sex, physicality for a man's resources. So these guys say, oh, a real alpha is the guy who goes out and he masters his craft and he spends, I heard Jordan Peterson the other day on a video saying an alpha spends 80 hours a week working, and he has no problem with that because he wants to get ahead at any cost. Now, I'm not saying Jordan Peterson was uplifting this per se. I'm not saying he was putting that on a pedestal, right? But it's what he was saying. I don't call that an alpha, okay? And in fact, I don't even like the term alpha most of the time because it's so misused. It's so bastardized with bro science and just drop it. You're a human being. There's bitches and then there's non-bitches, okay? Bitches compensate, bitches negotiate, bitches sacrifice, right? For their family, for a woman. Wonderful, wonderful quote. One of my favorite quotes of all time from a movie, Last of the Mohicans, by a brilliant director, Michael Mann. Brilliant film. Probably in my easily in my top 5, if not top 2. Probably top 2 films of all time. Last of the Mohicans, and the actor Wes Studi, don't know how to say his last name, but he played an Indian, and he says, in this one point, he's talking to this British soldier, and he says, I know that the white man is a dog to his women. He's speaking in Indian, the guy can't understand him. He says, I know that the white man is a dog to his women. When they're tired, he puts down the knife to feed their laziness. Something along those lines, I'm paraphrasing. That's a brilliant quote because it shows what men do in this so-called chivalry bullshit. Chivalry, which is nothing more than women taking advantage of men. Chivalry, which is just a bullshit lie, from top to bottom. Chivalry is feeding women's lower self, feeding their exploitative nature. Hypergamy is exploitation. You are exploiting a man as utility. Has nothing to do with love, has nothing to do with a real relationship, nothing to do with intimacy. And it's sick when you break it down. It really is sick. Now, again, should people not go out and seek money? Should people not go out and seek nice things that they want? I'm not saying that. I'm saying we live in a sick society that puts those things on a pedestal as opposed to anything that's quality of inner substance. Anything that is quality on the inside. Real love, real character, real personality, treating people with kindness, showing real affection to people, being genuine, not lying, not being sneaky, not being clever to get what you want. It's not a perfect world, man, obviously. But I think that we should have some grasp of real values. We should have some grasp of what real quality things are. And we should teach that to our children, as opposed to these weird, sick parents who encourage hypergamy. Who say, I want my daughter to be taken care of. What kind of job do you have? What kind of career do you have? Well, you're planning for the future. How are you planning for the future? It's weird, man. It's weird. I agree. You want your daughter to be taken care of. I agree. You want the best for your daughter. That makes sense. But guess what? Materialism is not love, parents. Materialism is not love. Resources are not love. Turning a man into a utility is not love. And living a good life financially shouldn't be the goal of anyone's life, really, because, you know, I lived that way for a long time. For many years, I wanted to be rich. For many years, I wanted to be cool because I had more than other people. I was greedy, and it's like, it's an emptiness. There's an emptiness to that. There's a barren, you're not happy. And I see people living their whole lives like that, governed and controlled by finances, governed and controlled by bills and jobs and deadlines and alarm clocks, and it's sick. It's weird, man. You're a corporate drone. You're a robot. Again, I'm not saying quit your job and be a bum on the beach or whatever, but there are people who are happier when they don't have anything. There are people who are happier living that kind of lifestyle where they're not ruled by, you know, their greed for more things. I get happy when I see nice sunsets. I get happy on beautiful days. I get happy when I go to the country and go walking in the woods. I get happy when I write poetry. I get happy when I hear a good song, when I hear good music. I get happy when I laugh with friends. I get happy when I spend quality time with people. Those are inner qualities. Those are inner substance, inner wholesome substance. As opposed to materialism. Oh, I want this new Jeep. I want these new shoes. I need these new heels. I want to go out with my friends and be bad bitches at the club and act like assholes. And I want this new car, and I want this new expensive shoe. It's weird. And this is our culture, man. This is our culture in America. Materialism and hypergamy is not love, man. But this is what these women want. This is what these women are seeking. Oh, I want the, looks, money, status. It's all outward. And that's why divorce is at 50%, man. The stats don't lie. People aren't even getting married anymore. They're just going out humping and jumping from relationship to relationship. And if they do find somebody, it's because they're done with their little sexual career. And now they're ready to settle down for Mr. Predictable, docile, dependable beta. You're a beta if you settle with a woman because you only have money. That's all. You're a beta, man. I mean, what else do you call that? I don't know. It's just, real love is not real. There's no such thing as real love. It rarely happens because there's always a price tag attached to it. There's always a price tag attached to love. How much money does he make? What does he do for a career? What can he do for me? This is hypergamy, man. And guys, what are you doing? What are you doing seeking a woman like that? Settling down with these single moms. What do you think they're looking for? They're looking for somebody to take care of them and their kid. They made their mistakes. And now there you are to clean up the baggage. You're a beta. You have no shame. That's weak. Even if you don't call it a beta, even if you're not into those terms, you're a weak man. That's pathetic. You don't have any backbone to say no. You don't have any choices because these women aren't giving us choices. They're not making themselves easy. This is why men are walking away. This is why mgtow is popular. But the sad part is we need companionship. And who has turned a relationship and love into this exchange of intimacy for resources? Who has done that? Women! Women have done that, and men have played into it. That whole narrative, a real man provides, a real man takes care of his family. A real man. A real man seeks out love for mutuality because she loves him and she could take care of herself. That's the new real man, guys. The new real man is a man who seeks a woman with a career, a man who seeks a woman with a degree, and she's not looking for him to be the breadwinner. That's a real man. You're marrying and you're settling down with a grown child. She's a dependent. What does she give you? Pussy? Intimacy? She cuddles with you at night? And that's what you're paying for. Understand that. If that's your thing, hey, okay. But understand that. This is not a mutual, unconditional situation. This is a highly conditional situation. You're not a real... I've heard it a million times how many girls will say, he ain't no real man. He ain't got no good job. It's all about money with these women. This is the world. This is materialism. And you're playing right into it. When you, I gotta go get the best job. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. Live life for you. Find what makes you happy. And if a woman wants to join you in that, and she has things that makes her happy, as opposed to, I only want kids. I only want this material. I only want this situation. And she wants to be with you, there you go. That's real love. And it ain't about money, and it ain't about what you can do for her. But you probably aren't going to find it on the dating sites, bro. Because these women, they don't think that way. It's not how they're wired. That's not how they're registered. What can he do for me? What does he have that other guys don't? Hypergamy. That's what it is. Anyway, we got to get educated. mgtow, all right. You know, walk the other way. Don't make sure she ain't that gold digger. They're all gold diggers, and if they're not gold diggers in the sense that they can get a rich man, they're gold diggers in the sense that they want a man who got his stuff together. He should be at least doing something, right? She outed herself. Money's not love, bro. Not saying you should be a bum. Not saying you shouldn't work. Not saying that you shouldn't take care of yourself. That ain't a real man. Real man takes care of his family. Why even have a family if that's all you're just a utility? You're just a bill payer. You're an ATM. You have no worth other than that. Anyway, you get my point. Thanks for listening. Peace.